Hey beauties, good morning to you. I saw something on JamaicaObserver.com and I would, I don't know why I'm saying this, but I'm going to say that I fail to believe that Mr. Dennis Meadows had made the comment that he did, where he said he was done a disservice. Nevertheless, basically I've accepted the fate. I guess because he was removed as the PNP's caretaker. And I recall when, what's his name there again? Isaac Buchanan had said something that would allude to him disrespecting the DPP. Was it last year or this year? I don't remember. It's either late last year or this year. He had made a comment. It was very indirect. You can't really, if you were to dissect the whole, if you were to go to court, you could come in with inference, you could come in with, supposing the suppositions and whatnot. Although you might say, we know who he was talking about because it was very contextual. Okay. And he pulled himself away as the human rights, for human rights, something or another for the PNP. Pulled himself away, and I think he did offer an apology, if my memory serves me correctly, with no argument on it. Never said he was done a disservice. I mean, he spoke about other things and so on. In the book of Matthew, I think it's Matthew chapter, it's somewhere in the book of Matthew, maybe. And, Jesus said, this commandment well, do not commit adultery. But he says, but I tell you this, from you so much as a man, you look at a woman with lust in your heart, you would have committed adultery. Now, I made a post saying that the difference between your comments or your comment and Minister Warmington's comment is that his would be more unethical. And again, it is almost like a supposition, like you can, because he said, my money. He can argue he was talking about his personal money as opposed to government's money. So his comment was more discourteous. You would say, in a sense, maybe a little vitriol is in it, and rude, and unethical. Yours has criminal intent in it, sir. You said I have no problem with chopping because they chop. You said it. Go and listen, but I don't think you listen. Maybe you need to plug the thing in your ear, download it, plug it in your ear, and listen it over and over. Or wait a few days and some months and play it over again and say, then you will begin to understand. Because what you have done is as though, I never said you committed the act, it is as though you have committed the act. You lauded it, you sanctioned it, you advocated for it. I have no problem. You basically told the people, take stolen money because it is stolen money and do a business out of it. What you're indirectly saying, you have not said it, but this is what you're saying. Really, we do business what happened to the people who you steal from in a sweet way. Just use the money for a good cause. Because of the only way I can interpret it as desperation to get voters, desperation to get people to subscribe to the PNP's party. That's the only way. Then why would you make a comment like that? This is something that can have legal ramifications. It can be a gateway to chopper saying, if a man in authority, because that's how they're going to look at you, can say sanction us, now we're going to go at it. So the news came and said the US is looking for 100 lottery scammers in Jamaica for scamming people out. One lady shot her brains out because they took everything. Because some of them may be using it for medical expenses, their pension, to help their family members, different reasons, pay debts. And you said nothing is wrong with it. You said basically nothing is wrong with stealing. It's just a sweet way of saying, of stealing. You have different ways of stealing, You have different levels. You have pickpockets. Somebody may rob a bank. Some chop, scam, whatever it is. They're all stealing. It is a commandment. Do not steal. What do you mean you were done a disservice? No. I'm going to say it must be a hoax. But I don't think the Gleaner would have brought that out because I saw it in the inverted commas, what you call quotation marks. So it means that they quoted you verbatim, word for word. So when you do that, you punch holes in your apology. You punched it in. When I heard that very long, sobbing apology, and then you talk about you kind of pull the rug from the GLP people in that apology. When I heard it, I said, that took away from your apology. It's something that I don't like on either side. If you're going to apologize, hold yourselves accountable without trying to snipe somebody else. When I heard your apology, it's like I'm sorry, and I really am sorry. It was wrong of me, and so, but so the other party had this, that, and basically sort of and I said, but the man just punched holes. You shot yourself in the leg. When I heard your apology, it sounded good for until the end. And I said, my goodness, no, I couldn't believe it. It means I'm going to read it that you're not really sorry. You're sorry that it was videotaped and sent out to the public. And the question was asked, I think it was by Dion Jackson Miller. Are you? She was asking the secretary for PNP, Mr. Dayton Campbell, are you sure the PNP didn't know about this before the video was released? Because that's a very pertinent question. That's a very pertinent question. Meaning, if they know and they hid it, and then somebody said, oh no, this is not going to be, hidden. It's not going to be hid under a bushel. It has to come out because we need to know who we are voting for. Jamaicans already feel like they're chopped and scammed, by politicians, generally speaking. And they're going to say you were done a disservice. You shouldn't have said that. Even if you thought about it, even if you feel that way, the mere fact what you said was not just unethical. The comment has legal ramifications. It promoted something illegal. I don't know, Mr. Meadows. No. I don't know you. I'm not trying to, pick up. You see, if I do something wrong and somebody chides me and reprimands me, I'm going to say, I'm wrong. And I know that I'm wrong and I shut it. If I face the consequences, the only thing that I would hope for is that my punishment must meet the crime committed, so to speak. I use the word crime, or the infraction. Let me use the word infraction committed. The punishment must be the infraction committed. But the reality in life is this, do not be deceived. God can never be mocked. Whatever a man sows, he will reap. We tend to reap far more than what we have sown. That's the reality. That is why we're given commandments. That is why we're given laws. That is why we're given, cautions. Because we know that the punishment that we face sometimes seems much harsher than the act committed, the negative act. I don't want to use certain words. You shouldn't have said that you were done a disservice. I was disappointed by that comment. Again, just say you're wrong. Even Minister Warmington's Mr. Warmington, sorry, I don't hear him say, why them do me wrong, I was done a disservice. He just gave his resignation letter to the Prime Minister and come out of cabinet. Simple. I don't hear him say gunfire. Maybe really, I don't know. I'm not saying that he's a transformed man, but I think them probably just make him say, just don't even say a word. Not more. Just cut it. Leave it alone. There's a time to talk. The book of Ecclesiastes talk about that. There's a time to talk. There's a time not to. There's something with us as human beings where this thing about we can't apologize and accept that we're wrong and stay right there. And just allow time to heal all wounds. Because let me tell you something. Once you do that, in time, one thing with God, he restores. When Nebuchadnezzar started to behave like Satan, like Lucifer, and said, I'm going to ascend my throne in the heavens, sort of a comment. And he lived like an animal for 7 years until him grew claw like hawk and eagle and jankro. The Bible said that God restored him better than what he was before he went into the wilderness, the jungle, may call it. He was restored better than before. You see how God is good? You see how he's good? Better than before he had gone in when he was living a king life, a big life. Humility is a key to a successful life. Humility is something that we all must maintain day after day after day. Because you know why I eat humble pie? You know why God make you eat humble pie? Do you know why that? My brother, please, I bet just don't make any comment. Just leave it alone. Leave it alone. Guys, follow me on TikTok. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please share this message. Thank you.